Look at them. One disarms with grace and charm, the other with blood and loyalty. If only I could stitch them together, then I would have a perfect heir. Carmilla, pure blood, divine face, and just enough skill to pass. But she never exceeds, never hungers. Mortas, ruthless, relentless, everything the matron needs. If only her veins weren't tainted.
Why do we keep the vile blood beside us? She stains our house's name.
She serves her purpose well. 24 new slaves only this cycle. You can't do even half of that. Don't waste your breath. Even if you slit her throat in your sleep, you'll still be the weakest of the three.
I'll get better, Matron Mother.
Of course you will. You don't have another choice.
Here to tend your wounds. Sister. You spoke out again. Even your face is bruised.
Nothing you haven't endured yourself. This time, Matron Mother was especially not fond of my speech. I asked her to make you the next matron. You are the first daughter, after all.
With all due respect, sister, are you out of your mind? It's a gift to be chosen, and you would throw it away like this. She insult Loth herself. It makes you an easy target.
Loth is in doubt again. A priestess revealed to me. And what if I'm the one? Now at least she still sees you as a candidate. And if you're not, then who are you? An easy target.
Do you need my assistance with your bruises? Or should I call for a servant, sister?
Mortis, please. Don't act like we're strangers. Do you remember how we fed bats in the silent cave? We tried to see if they will get fat enough to not be able to fly. You had Creepy, your favorite one. He died too soon, unfortunately. We even tried to revive him. To no avail, of course. Or how you, me, and Vivian were so terrified of Mother that we promised to protect each other no matter what. Well, I remember. And I think those skills are still somewhere deep inside us.
Stop living the past, Carmilla. You are the pure blood, the heir, the next matron of House Dortalin. And I am a living reminder our mother wanted to taste something exotic. A living blemish with a sharp blade. We are not equals, and we will never be. I'll be back with tinctures, sister.
It's only what they say to break you, Mortis. None of it is true, and I pray one day you'll see that. The pain, the shame, the endless torment. Anyone else would have yielded already, but not you. Yet they have wounded you so deeply that trust feels impossible. My poor sister. Is there anyone in all the world more alone than you?
It will make you stronger. It will make you stronger. It will make you stronger.
Are you all right? I was hoping to speak to you. Are you all right?
Yeah, mostly. What did you want?
You're not versed in magic, are you?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I try not to rely on magic that much. I'm better with weapons, as you might have noticed.
Oh, I do apologize. I meant to ask, are you studied in magic? Namely, are you a wizard? Which you are not. If you meet any elder wizards, let me know. There is a matter I'd like to seek advice on from a master.
Certainly. Good night.
Do you mind? I was rather enjoying my view of the ceiling.
Pardon? Didn't mean to disturb such important matters.
I'll forgive you. I'm mostly just thinking anyway. Reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. Will we find out how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over?
Probably. I have a mission. It can't be delayed.
A pity. A great pity. You're quite the ally after all. Traversing Avernus, surviving the crash, surviving everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
I'm just trying to survive. Like you.
Yes, we're more similar than I thought.
Astarion, I'm not in a flirty mood tonight.
Of course. Terribly sorry. I was just going anyway. I need to clear my head. I'm sure I'll see you when I get back. Sleep tight.
Your mother was soft too. And where is she now?
Abominations grow inside us. Our bones should ache. Our mouths should bleed. Yet we thrive. It is madness.
Do you know what happens if we don't find a cure?
Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
It won't happen. We will find a cure.
Words forged in steel. May your actions express the same metal. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
Are you sure the Creche is our only path?
Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each Creche contains a Zaithisk purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
I suggest we start with the Goblin camp first. It is much closer, and shouldn't be hard to invade, too.
Be wary of false promises. The missing druid, Halsin, was it? He may be talented, but only a Githyanki Zaithis can cleanse an embedded tadpole.
Don't you find it strange the only person they took was a renowned healer who studied these things? Goblins don't usually care who they drug off. The more the merrier. Yet they only took him, no one else. I say we start with the druid. No way I'm straying far from the Zentrim. You'll wait, Lizelle. If you need me so badly, you'll wait.
Keep your rest short. Time is not our ally.
It hurts. I know that look. You're wondering why I was in pain before. Let's just clear the air about that now. It's just an old wound that hurts me from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about. It's nothing to do with the tadpoles, at least, in case your imagination is in danger of getting away from you. It's just something I have to live with.
So you're sure it's not the tadpole?
Positive. You can trust me on that. What's on your mind? You must be pleased to have a clear path forward. I can't wait to get this thing out of my head.
How are you feeling?
The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
What would I do? It's your choice to make, not mine. But if I had to choose, maybe I would tie to a tree and continue hunting for a cure.
Really? I'd just kill you. Anyway, get some rest. Try not to dream about tying me up.
Here we go. Let's see. Really? The only bestiary in the entire archive and not a single illustration? Not even a crude sketch? Fine. Long, sharp fangs. And how long are we talking here? Cat long or warg long? Bloody red eyes. Well, I have those. Does that make me a vampire? I believe Astarian's eyes are red too. Could it be that he has drow ancestors too? Should I ask?
I was just going anyway. I need to clear my head.
I need to clear my head. What's wrong with this man? And his compliments out of nowhere. Never mind. So how do they actually look? Something like bloody bones? No, that won't work. They don't have fangs. And puncture wounds need fangs. I'd be damned if it's some sort of flying cat. What? They do have fangs, and they're ferocious creatures indeed. Blah blah blah, feed on animals and on people, wonderful. A humanoid of any race? But that's basically anyone. Perfect. Most active at night, even better. Well, I already sleep with a dagger in my sleeve. What else do I need for my protection? A stake to the heart. Well, that should be no problem. Why are you looking at me like that? Like I won't do the same. Wait.
First sign of change, and I'll have to stop that pretty little heart of yours.
What are the chances? You've been on the surface longer than me. I know that. We have plenty of those bloodsuckers back in the Underdark, but they never draw blood to this extent. Any ideas who that might be?
It's been drained of blood with wounds in its neck. It's been killed by a vampire.
Astarion, maybe you're not as weak as you seem to be. A stake to the heart it is. Again. Time to sleep. Well, I still can.